Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me at Evolutionary Energy Arts once again. So, today we're going to talk about something that is very fascinating. I mean, for me, it's extremely fascinating. It's the RH factor in the blood. Are you RH positive or RH negative? And RH stands for rhesus, as in rhesus monkey. So it's an inherited protein found on the surface of red blood cells. If your blood has the protein, you're RH positive. If your blood lacks the protein, you're RH negative. RH positive is the most common blood. Having an RH negative blood type is not an illness and usually does not affect your health. However, it can affect your pregnancy. So, what's the big deal with this? Well, the big deal is they don't really know how this came about. So scientists are actually very, very perplexed by it. Now, if we look at blood types, what are the most common blood types? O positive, 38%. 38% of the people out there are O positives. 7% O negative. A positive, 34%. A negative, 6%. B positive, 9%. B negative, 2%. AB positive 3%, AB negative 1%. So, what is your blood type? And what is the rhesus factor in your blood? Because that is a good indicator of whether or not you have reptilian genes. Now, RH negative blood type personalities, there are some traits that do follow an RH negative person. RH negative men more often report certain mental health disorders, including panic disorders, antisocial personality disorders, and attention deficits, tics, fasciculations, thyroiditis, immune disorders, allergies, especially skin allergies, excessive bleedings, anemia, osteoporosis, liver disease, infectious disease, acute diarrhea diseases, while less often they report gallbladder attacks, celiac disease, maldigestion, malabsorption, warts, and some type of cancers and prostate hypertrophy. So it gets into details here too with the different blood types. So do you know what your blood type is? Well, I'll share with you that I'm a B negative, so I'm one of 2%. And B negative men are natural born planners, and once the plan has been created, they tend to follow through without looking to the left or the right. It's a blessing and a curse considering, while A negative men, for some example, feel their way through life and flexibility can work out positively, B negative men can miss some things on the way, but overall manage to accomplish their goals based on determination. You always know where you're at with B negative men, by the way. But anyway, it's not really about personality so much. It's more about where the hell did it come from, because it is rare. And the estimates are that RH negatives are only anywhere between 5 and 15% of the population. And it's in certain areas that you find this RH negative blood type. And it's really controversial. Do you know they tested the Shroud of Turin and it came back RH negative? Whether that's the blood of Jesus on there or not, it's up for debate. But the other thing we know about who is RH negative, it's most of the elite. Almost every president has been an RH negative. Almost every one of them. And that is something that defies odds. If you have 5 to 15% of the population and yet almost every president is coming back RH negative, okay, so that tells you something about bloodlines inheriting the crown, doesn't it? So it's a fascinating thing because people with the RH negative factor tend to have either blue eyes or hazel eyes or green eyes, lighter color hair. And the thought is that really this goes back to the Anunnaki. And this is a trait that we get from the Anunnaki. So, as this says, research shows that people with Rh negative blood type are not from planet Earth. So we have 4 human blood types, A, B, AB, and O. And A is your typically agrarian. So A's are your natural vegetarians. B are scavengers. They could eat anything, usually. ABs are a hybrid of the A and the B, and O is a carnivore. Now, some people are believing that the AB is actually the original blood type. But the interesting thing is really in the Rh negative blood factor. There are certain areas where there's more Rh negative people, such as Great Britain and the United States. Interesting. There's almost no Rh negative people in China. Also interesting. And this here shows you, and they call it monkey blood for the regular Rh positives. And this here map over here shows you where you find them in percentages. And the highest percentage is actually the Basque area of Spain. Very, very interesting stuff. European royalty is full of Rh negatives. And it's thought it goes through the Merovingian line, which supposedly goes back to the child of Mary and Jesus, and that's Mary Magdalene and Jesus. The Shroud of Turin's supposed to be Rh negative. Many, many presidents are Rh negative. Also, there are some interesting traits that come with Rh negatives, such as a little bit of a trail on the end of your spine. So, it's supposed to be coming from the reptilian line. And also the reptilians and the Greys are still tracking the Rh negative people. They've always tracked the Rh negative people. They keep an eye on their bloodlines. The Rh negatives are supposed to be hybrids that come from the Draco Caverns in the Carpathian Mountains. And interestingly enough, on my mother's side, we do have some ancestry in the Carpathian Mountains. And when I was a little boy, I was bright red haired. And I do have blue eyes. My brother had green eyes. So it is interesting. They try to infiltrate themselves into the blonde, brown-haired with blue-eyed civilization. So this is supposed to be that the Rh negative hybrids came from the Draco in the Carpathian Mountains, and that's where a lot of your vampire legends come from too. Remember Elizabeth Bathory? She used to bathe in blood. She was also a redhead, very pale skin, green eyes. So most Rh negatives have a lower body temperature and lower blood pressure than Rh positives. Many Rh negatives are born with a cauda, or a tail, or an extra vertebrae in the tailbone. Rh negatives are hybrids. They are part reptilian, part human. If two Rh negatives try to have a baby, they will usually die or be born a blue baby because it's not processing oxygen properly. Thus, blue bloods, if they survive, 5% of the Earth's population are currently Rh negatives, but it's 15% of the population of England and the US. Rh negative concentrations among the people of Morocco, the Basque, Ireland, Scotland, and the Norwegian islands. And the only one among these that still speak their Neolithic language are the Basque. Those who originated in Sumeria have a high percentage of Rh negative blood, as do some American Indian groups. We have to wonder about the American Indian trait of becoming blood brothers. Are they mixing antigens or what? So, very, very interesting. The Greeks considered the blood of gods to be poisonous to mortals. The Chinese and Africans have almost no Rh negative blood type. The Sumerian tablets, the Vedas, and the Atrahasis explicitly say the Nephilim were different from the subjects they created on the earth. They were surprised when the initial humans had foreskins, as they did not. We might assume this led to the practice of circumcision, as the earthlings wished to be like the gods. This is a quote from Genesis, where the Lord had said something to other Nephilim along the lines of the earthlings wish to be like us. So what's up with the story of Michael slaying the dragon anyway? But anyway, Eisenhower, type O negative, Kennedy, AB negative, Nixon, O negative, Bill Clinton, AB negative, George Bush, A negative. And then somehow they know what Ramses, the pharaoh, was. I guess they got his DNA. B negative. Shroud of Turin, AB negative. Prince Charles, O negative. Queen Elizabeth, O negative. Prince William, negative. Zechariah Sitchin himself was negative. Brad Steiger, O negative. Eric Daniken, O negative. Robert Anton Wilson, negative. And it goes on. So it's fascinating stuff. And the other thing is, too, that people with the negative Rh factor are way more likely to be abducted than people without it. So it's really, really interesting. The Rh factor is the blood of the gods. And again, qualities: higher IQ, lower body temperature, sensitivity to latent heat, greater occurrence of mental and physical diseases, feeling like one doesn't belong in this world, more attuned to the astral realm, greater number of psychic experiences, more psychic abilities, usually blue eyes and blonde hair, or red hair and green or blue eyes, sometimes hazel. Eyes can change in color, greater number of alien abductions, greater number of contacts with reptilians, feeling tracked or monitored by governments and intelligence agencies. Sometimes find implanted chips in bodies, can be mind controlled easier than Rh positives, can get demon possessed easier. Dead eyes in some, problems with processing oxygen, many are empathetic, and it goes on. So it's very, very interesting stuff. And something I haven't shared with a lot of people is that I do believe that myself and my children have been tracked since birth. Just experiences we've had. My kids used to wake up crying and screaming about little gray aliens coming into their room. I myself saw one when I was 7 years old come into my room twice in back-to-back nights. And then again, I've seen some as recently as just a month ago. I saw a tall white that was about 8 to 9 feet tall. Looked like a gray, but it was just so large. And I woke up and it was in the room. And it saw me and was surprised I woke up. And I woke up because I could feel it doing something energetically in my abdomen. And when I woke up and saw it, it was surprised, and it just kind of straightened up because it was hunched way over. And it just tried to like go into another dimension or something, because I could see it was trying to shift its vibrations or something. And I watched it slowly fade out of existence, but it took longer than I think it expected. And that was only about 4 to 6 weeks ago. But I know they've tracked me, I know they tracked my kids, and I suspect it goes back farther in my lineage because of the negative factor. And that's something I hadn't shared with the public before. But it's also part of the reason why I'm so passionate about this, because I've had first-hand experiments done on me. I know it. And I woke up that morning and there was blood on my pillow, and I couldn't find out where it was bleeding from. But I suspect that it was somewhere in my scalp. So it was very, very curious. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you have alien blood in you? Do you have reptilian genes in you? As always, thumbs up, support the channel, share with as many as possible, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I really want to hear your guys' comments on all this. Let me know what you think, and I wish you all the best as always. Thank you for joining me once again. Take care.